Okay, so the lesson 18, I have some problem with my iPad, so I think now I will take the 5 lessons all together, just make very short kind of the ending part, the 5 lessons, and then I will create individual videos with individual lessons. Again, maybe 5 minutes lessons individually. Now I try to be shorter. So the lesson 18, which didn't upload it properly, I guess, but the lesson 18 here is that it's called Get Out of the Building. It's originally from a lean startup idea, or it's the lean startup idea, but the lean startup is the movement coming from lean manufacturing. Lean means doing something cheaply and quickly. Lean manufacturing, and then the Toyota, it's originally from like the Toyota guys, and one of their ideas was it has a Japanese name that I don't remember now. It's something like you should go and actually maybe spend like 1 month or something on the road with your customers, with their families, seeing how they are using your product. And this idea of get out of the building is kind of similar. It's a very counterintuitive idea that builds Silicon Valley, and the idea is like very counterintuitive because it kind of basically means just it's better to be stupid and test your product many times than to be very, very smart and test your product once or never and just build the perfect product and then it fails in the market. Because what is ultimately much, much smarter, like 1,000 times, even thousands of times smarter than one, even the amazing, I don't know, genius, is the market and the market evolution. So the evolution of testing it through the market. And so the idea is that if you test something in the market, you get out of the building, you meet your future customers, you see how they are using your product, it kind of gives you like an IQ boost of 1,000 or something like that. Like you can't do it on as a desk research or writing your product or building your product somewhere in your room or in your office. You can't do it without this feedback. And so the idea is of lean startup, doing something quickly and cheaply and iterating a lot through, again, this Bayesian kind of approach to life, Bayesian inference, that you have your prior probabilities, then you test it, you get new information, then you adjust your probability, so you will get your posterior probabilities. This is like the scientific method. So for example, you can test it through A/B testing. You have two different versions of products. You test one version with customers, one type of customer, or one set of customers, then you test the B version with another set of customers. And what will you get? You will get some feedback, some learning. You will find out that actually maybe the B version is much better. So you then abandon the A version and you continue with the B. But then again, you create another third version, and you always like try to test it. Like imagine you have 100,000 euros, and it costs you 5,000 euros to build your product and test it. So if you manage to do it within 1 month, 1 month of work, maybe it's 5,000 euros to build your product and to test it. So if you manage to build it and test it and get out of the building and test it within 1 month, then you basically have 20 iterations. So 20 times 5,000, 100,000 euros. But if you build and keep building your product 10 months and then just test it, then you have only like 2 iterations before you run out of your money, before you run out of your runway, as they call it. So this is basically the idea. Get out of the building, test your products, your services as much as possible. It's kind of similar to the anti-fragile idea that you should invest only small amounts into many projects. So here there are not many projects, but they are iterations of the same service or the same project, or there are many activities within the same project. You iterate them, you invest only small amounts of money, and maybe you lose, but then you will hit the jackpot at some point. So this is the idea. Get out of the building, talk to your customers. And there is a related idea by Paul Graham, or based on that. It's like you should not just get out of the building and talk to your customers, but you should also do things that don't scale, meaning like, for example, observing how your customers are using the product.